Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're live in Studio 109 at the Holistic Truth. It's a Jamie and Joe show. I'm your host, Jamie Dorley, with the co-host, the one and only, the godfather of nutrition, Joe Messina. Welcome back, Joe.
Great to be back, and here we are, the longest-running episodic duo healthy talk show on the airways anywhere. Jamie, we're back.
And
the single most entertaining across the board.
So we're excited to be back live. We did a fantastic presentation on detox to start off Q1. Mm-hmm. We're transitioning now into GI, and then we're going to combine detox, GI, and then weight loss because they're all connected, of course,
yeah,
right?
They're all connected. And, you know, the thing is, the opposite could happen. Yeah. If you're too toxic, you're gaining weight, right, and your gut is in disrepair.
Yeah, and then you're going to be promoting fat storage.
That's
so,
right.
You know, the GI is really the foundation of natural healing and wellness, functional medicine. The old naturopaths will say health and death begins in the gut and
That's
colon.
Right.
And really, I look at the intestinal tract. That's why we use this picture really as a barrier. It's like the old screen door at grandma's house, you know. It's supposed to allow the air in but keep the bugs out. What happens when the screen door breaks down?
The bugs get in.
Yeah, and that's a very simplified explanation of what we call leaky gut. This intestinal tract should be a really thick muscle with a villi or a filter, a hair-like substance on top that filters out all the bacteria, all the parasites, toxins that you're exposed to, allows the smallest particles of food into the bloodstream where they can be transported to the organs to actually do something. However, for a lot of people, that villi is actually chewed down. It's like the lawn, right?
Yeah.
If you play on the lawn too much, drive a car on the lawn, it's not getting the water and the sun it needs, what happens?
It starts to burn up and deteriorate.
Yeah, it breaks down and deteriorates over time. And the intestinal tract is just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And all your immune cells are in there, your good bacteria, your enzymes. So it's a really vital part of the body that really is the transition from the outside world inside, because you have a pipe or a tube from your mouth all the way through your colon. It doesn't get quote unquote inside the bloodstream and get transported to the organs until it gets through the intestinal tract. So if that becomes more porous, you can allow larger molecules of undigested food. That's why dairy products are so hard on the system, and gluten and processed things, because they don't have the natural energy and enzymes to break down. So what happens is oftentimes these get into the blood, are identified as a foreign invader, and it turns on the immune system. And what's this called?
This is called autoimmune.
Right.
And it affects every organ and system of the body.
Yeah, and regardless if you have any quote-unquote autoimmune conditions or diseases, this is something that can help everybody out, Joe. Oh, so let's talk about the philosophy behind it. You talk about this gut protocol.
Yes.
What are you really trying to do here?
What we're trying to do here is repair that gut lining that you just described to everybody so we can keep the nutrients in, keep the bad bacteria out. Then replenish the body with the good bacteria so it can win that colonization war and make everything run a lot smoother.
Yeah.
And then finally is that last phase that everybody, I think, kind of overlooks, and that's providing the right amount of enzymes to make sure assimilating that food.
Yeah, think about that screen door analogy, right?
That's right.
We want to repair the screen door so we can keep the bugs, undigested foods, toxins, and molds out of the bloodstream so that we can excrete it in a healthy way every day. So let's talk about repair, Joe. Step one. So let's hear about repairing.
Yeah, you know, this is so important, and I love this first bullet point because really no other healing can take place until the gut is repaired. Because how does healing take place, Jamie? The food, the energy, the medicine, let medicine be your food, can't happen if the gut's in disrepair.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring it up. I looked at some older research from Dr. Bob Rakowski, and he showed the research that when stress goes up, gut repair goes down. I can never figure out why stress was so impactful. You know, you get the butterflies. Some people get nauseous.
Yeah,
you can feel it in your gut, right?
Right.
So when that stress is real high, folks, repair is going down. We actually have a testimonial showing a young lady going to Hawaii.
That's right.
And then stress was up from eating and drinking a little more, and then she had GI symptoms going on, right? So we want
severe GI symptoms.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we want to heal and seal the intestinal tract.
Right.
So how do we do the repair part of this?
The repair comes from one of my all-time favorite formulations, GI Complete. The reason is very simple, Jamie. What we did with this is like we do with a lot of formulas. We took 5 or 6 formulas, put it together into one powerful powder with the proper amount of nutrients, the amounts that were used in the studies. For example, L-glutamine. We have 5 grams of L-glutamine in the
Why
serving.
5?
That's where the studies were done. That's where you get the results. And a little bit, if you do less, is it going to hurt? No, but you won't get the results.
And it's interesting. There's no shortage of GI formulas on the market,
No.
right? In the Wellness Center, we probably carry 10 different ones. But we found this compliance is really challenging,
Right?
right? Just being able to take all the different products. Cost is a challenge. So we created GI Complete so that you have a comprehensive formula at a much better value. Because
And
you don't need to add anything to this except probiotics and enzymes.
That's right. And it's in a delicious tasting drink mix, powdered drink mix, 2 different flavors. And, the glutamine is the foundation. And then we added in a very specific healing nutrient, folks, and that's zinc carnosine. This is used all over the world as a first-line defense against peptic ulcers. Actually heals them. So 2 powerful nutrients, zinc and an amino acid called L-carnosine. Combined together, there's nothing like it for healing.
I got so many great Christmas presents, none better, of course, of the pictures of you. So thank you.
You were in them, too.
Well, of course, yeah. But also, check out my new, as the kids would say, the Yeti cup.
Uh-huh.
This thing's a workout, Joe. I mean, it's only half full, but, man, what a nice, high-quality cup. And I have my shaker bottle for my shake, and then I got my water. So we help provide a lot of the tools with you, too, to make this as easy as possible.
Correct.
On a serious note, the GI Complete, top 3 formulas we've had for the last 10 years.
Yes.
We have multiple flavors now. What's your favorite flavor?
I still go with the original, the raspberry. Love
Yeah,
it.
I like the margarita mix.
Yeah.
And some people like Philly Phil like the capsule. So
Uh-huh.
doesn't matter. We have options for you. Whatever you like is great. I like to go higher dosage on the GI Complete. The first bottle, 3 servings a day. Then I go to 2, and then I go down to 1. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think most people should start at a minimum of 2 servings, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. Really get the healing started, and then use a single serving as the maintenance.
So we're talking about healing and repairing the gut. Then we want to replenish with the good enzymes and probiotics. So what's your thoughts on that? A lot of people are confused about probiotics. There's so many on the market.
Yeah, there is. Probiotics, the bottom line is this. There's a colonization war going on in your gut every single day. Good bacteria versus
It's
bad.
like the neighborhood. You have good neighbors,
and
us,
bad neighbors.
and you have a bad neighbor. We can
Yeah.
deal with one bad neighbor. What happens if there's more than one
Yeah,
bad
when it's a
neighbor?
gang, it becomes a little harder,
Yes.
doesn't it? Right. And we are in the onslaught of antibiotics in our environment and in our lifestyle.
And the food.
In our food is everywhere. It's in the food, it's in the environment. I mean, they're even saying now, Jamie, it's in the water. There's antibiotics they're finding in tap water.
It's not part of our culture.
And that doesn't even count taking an antibiotic therapy. So it's everywhere.
Well, the great news is that our probiotics at Nutritional Frontiers are all patented, research, trademarked ingredients. And why is that so important? Number one, they're guaranteed till expiration date,
That's right.
right? So that means if we give you $50 billion in the superbiotics at the expiration date, which is usually a year to 2 years from now, they're still fresh.
That's right.
They are,
How do you accomplish that?
well, we use the trademark forms. So the way that these are made and handled and the overage that are used in
Yes,
there,
the overage.
and the way they are produced, they're very delicate so that we use enough in there that, plus we put it in a glass bottle that maintains the freshness. And why
Right.
is that? Because it does not allow air or light inside,
Right.
humidity, or moisture, right?
Right.
So the reason we use a trademarked probiotics is that they're going to give you a much better result. Why? They've been proven to survive stomach acids, digestive enzymes, hydrochloric acid. They've been proven to actually get somewhere in the intestinal tract, adhere to the wall, and do something. Now, the reason we use a blend is because they all have different responsibilities,
That's right.
right? I know you're a big dog lover, right?
Yeah, sure.
If you wanted a dog for protection, would you get a lap dog?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So just like dogs have different species, the probiotics do too. So each one has a different function in the body. And when you put them together, that's where you get the comprehensive synergy between all the ingredients. Shelf stable at room temperature, blue glass bottles to maintain freshness, guaranteed expiration date, and guaranteed to actually get someone in the body and do something.
I mean, how many times have you just recommended a probiotic therapy and people have noticed a tremendous change in their body with just probiotics?
All the time.
All the time.
Myself included. I'm a big user of Superbiotics. If I don't take it, I notice weight gain. We talked about that in our previous workshop looking at detoxification. Harvard University proved that excess weight gain is tied into three things, right? One being the microbiome.
Right.
So for me, I notice if I don't take that.
Sure.
I also take Betazyme and Prozyme. That's how I start my day, and I notice a huge difference when I do that. So we want to replenish the probiotics, Joe. So what type of dosage do you recommend?
And that's going to be on an individual basis. I mean, bottom line is, like you always say, just take it. You know, whether you're taking the 6 billion a day from Frontier Biotics or the 50 billion a day, or you're using Prozyme and you're getting it 3 times a day and getting about 7 billion, doesn't matter. Just take it.
Yeah, therapeutic dosages, you need at least 6 billion a day of the active ingredient. I like the Prozyme more as a digestive aid.
Oh, yeah.
Or for kids or seniors. And I use the Superbiotics to reload the amount of probiotics that I have.
And the other thing about Prozyme, Jamie, is that we now know that there's a microbiome in the mouth. And by chewing that Prozyme, you're really reinforcing it.
Oh, I love it. So Prozyme was the original formula. We have some new and improved updates to it. We did this about 6 months ago. So what do you like about the new improved formula?
Well, again, here we are with a patented research trademark form of Bacillus coagulans. We had Bacillus coagulans in it originally, but this one is patented, it's researched, and it's published. So it's going to have all of that study at your fingertips. And the second one that I love, well, Lactospore, first of all, is soil-based. Let's make sure everybody understands that, which means it's the shelf-stable component, and it's mother's first probiotic out of the earth. I love that. And then we added in Optizyme. And we always had an enzyme blend in Prozyme. But this really gets to the heart of the biggest problem out there today, gluten sensitivity. And it helps your body absorb and digest and process.
What about someone who says, well, I don't eat gluten, Joe?
That's what you think. Yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, it's going to be in everything. And look, Jamie, we go to, you know it, and I know it. You go to any restaurant in America, they put bread on the table. Is it organic? I don't think so.
Well, it's not just the bread, it's the sauces, it's some of the things that the items are cooked in. So, and either way, it gives you another level of protection in there. So, a nice full enzyme blend too, right?
Exactly.
We help with carbs and protein and fiber and fat. So it's a nice enzyme blend with the active probiotics in there. And what a great formula, one of our top 10 since the inception.
Flagship product.
So we looked at repair, right? We looked at replacing. You know, now we're going to look at step 3 is really making sure that we get the assimilation. What do you mean by assimilation?
Well, see, that was what you were one of the first persons that said, you know, it's not, everybody used to say, you are what you eat. Well, not quite, folks. You are what you absorb and assimilate. And that was one of the first things that you taught me. So this is the difference, folks. Enzymes are the key. They're the messenger that take that food, that energy source, and convert it into something your body can use.
Yeah, it's really important that you assimilate your nutrients. You get them to the places they need to go so they can actually do something, right? And that's the importance of the active vitamins, the chelated minerals, and most importantly, the gut health. So we want to assimilate those nutrients for you. So how do we do that? I have a couple of ideas, but I'd like to hear from you, Director of Education.
Well, you know, we have, like most things, we have choices. We have 3 different choices for enzyme formulas from Nutritional Frontiers. Our most comprehensive, our full-spectrum enzyme is called Cybezyme. And it's full spectrum because it not only has all the basic ones for protein, carbs, and fat, but also for lactose. Also, there's an enzyme called cellulase that help break down plant fibers. There's enzymes that help with sugar absorption. And there's also probiotics in it, and it can actually be used as a healing nutrient, right? As a proteolytic enzyme as well. It's just all around the #1 enzyme formula.
Yeah, and I like taking enzymes anytime.
Sure.
You may have some undigested food in your intestinal tract. You know, you may have a little bit of bloating, right? and then the inflammatory response that you get when you take something like Cybezyme between meals or without food, right? It really cools down that inflammation, and it cleans up like a Pac-Man, cleans up a lot of foreign debris or damaged tissue that you're suffering with. And, you know, sometimes people don't even realize all those little nicks and aches and pains and stuff are really could be micro tears or it could be damaged tissue.
And who's enzyme deficient?
Everybody.
That's right, everybody. If you're eating the standard American diet, if you're doing all of these things that we shouldn't be doing and putting in our mouth, as little as something as simple as chewing gum, they're going to deplete your enzymes.
The goal is to have at least 50% of your food being live.
Yes.
Right? So fruits, vegetables, greens, salads, those types of things. Most people don't come close to that.
No.
And if you are there, great. But we know that the food, even the best food, is depleted of a lot of nutrients. In fact, back in June of 2002, 22 years ago, the AMA, the American Medical Association, for the first time in 40 years, changed their position from eat right to eat right and take a multi. The challenge is they didn't tell you which multi to take. However, we know you need a high-quality multi. You can get it in the Ultimate Shake. We have the Men's Complete, the Women's Complete, and the Frontier Multi. So those are great ways to replace a lot of those nutrients. However, with enzymes, we have the Probzyme, which is probiotic and enzyme. Cybezyme is a capsule that has some probiotic, is more of a full spectrum. Then we have the Sniper Betazyme, which one I really like a lot. Why would people use Betazyme instead?
Betazyme has a couple of really key components in it, Jamie, and I think that one of them is the whole argument between acid and acid. Do you have too much? Do you have too little? Well, most people are wrong on that argument, but the bottom line is your body needs good stomach acid to break down fats and proteins. So we have something in there called betaine hydrochloride, and this stimulates the body's production of hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, it's great. So people have problems breaking down fats like me, right? People have congested gallbladder or, God forbid, no gallbladder.
Right.
Diabetics, right? You have so many different types of people that need the Betazyme. A lot of my clients use it acutely when they're having bigger meals or meat. Right. So if you're going out for a steak or something like that, take 2 or 3 Betazyme before the meal, and you'll get a much better result of breaking down, absorbing, and assimilating those nutrients. So Betazyme is great. If you don't have a gallbladder, fatty liver disease, you need to be on it and take it forever.
Yes, that's right.
Well, great. I love it. I love Betazyme. I love all the solutions that we have, GI Complete. There's also some formulas that are very unique that would help with the removal or the killing off of these bad bugs, such as Candida Kill and Parakill. I like to use both of those in the morning. You can use one or the other, and some of our clients use both, right?
Absolutely. Use both because, you could have a candida overgrowth and you could have parasite overgrowth as well. Most people will fall in both categories.
So the nice thing is you can utilize the GI program as you cleanse, and a lot of our clients will do it in stages, but a lot of them combine too. So there is some flexibility
always
in the program that they can customize it based on what their goals are and where they're at now, correct?
That's right.
I love the new GI Solutions guy. You did a great job with the
team. Look at that. It's beautiful. Yeah, and it gives you all of the options right there, and it gives you the ability to customize it to each patient or each client.
Well, thanks so much. We hit on detox last month. We're on GI this month. Next month, we'll get into weight management. I'm really excited for that. So great job, Joe, by you and your team. These are all available on our website. We can also customize them for your office. We can have a field representative come right in. We can add in Joe, myself, Dr. Len, Dr. Tracy by doing Zoom training. It's all available for you, folks, because 2022, our number one purpose to improve your patient outcomes, increase your practice profits. Thanks so much.
You mean 2024, don't you?
What did I say? 22? Yeah, 22, 24. Let's go back. The number one goal in 2024 is to improve your patient outcomes and increase your practice profits. Thanks so much to the godfather of nutrition, Joe Messino. Thanks for our team for putting together all this great education. And thanks to you out there, your healthcare professionals, your staff and patients, for making it possible for us to continue on our mission of making the world healthy. Let's have a great 2024, and God bless.